So, working on a new material today. I'm going to use this steel tube. I'm going to pop it in the forge and see what we can make out of it. Let's go! I could just put a handle on it. Yeah! Well, this is one monster piece of steel. It's pretty thick. Yeah, I'm doing my best by hand. Well, let's be honest. I've been hitting this for quite some time now. It's definitely a hefty piece of steel. Yeah. Decent strength. Go. Make sure that's flat. Make sure it's flat. High. So look.
She ain't strong enough.
Make sure it's flat.
I'm trying.
Raise up the hammer higher.
Killing her, son.
So, I told you guys I was going to show you my handle assembly. So I created this little blade. I really don't know what it is. It can chop wood. It's really hard. I mean, I went outside and hit it against metal. It's like it's nice. Look how thick. Whoa! I got to do some grinding. But this is how you do a handle assembly. I put all my holes in the knife. Then I taped it to where I want the handle to be. This is obviously going to be shaved with the handle. So that's pretty much how it goes. And now I'm going to put my holes through one side of the handle. I'm using 3/16 brass pins. So it makes it simple. You use a 3/16 bit. You got to go slow with this. How do you say it? With this type of handle, it's like a resin. They'll snap. You put any pressure on it, just like that. So now, after I'm done drilling these holes, I'll untape the handle and actually make the holes a little bit bigger so that the brass can go through them nicely. At that point, you take both handles and you put them together and you tape them very strongly. So when you go through one hole, it goes through the other. Then you take whatever material you want for your pins. In this case, I'm using brass. The holes were 3/16, so you make sure and buy 3/16 brass. Then you take your brass fittings, your pins, and you just give them a little twist on the end to make sure that they go through the tang nice and smooth. Then, only then, when you have all that set and you have your clamps ready next to you, you have your pins and everything ready, you begin to mix your epoxy. I'm using a 2-part epoxy. It's actually from Harbor Freight, and these are only I think $2 or $3. So essentially $3 worth of epoxy does an entire knife handle. And you do equal parts, so If I'm doing a little bit or a little piece or a lot, I just use all of it. Because, let's be honest, they're $2. And then you gotta mix them really well. Once they're all mixed and ready to go, you can start applying it to your knife. But I mean, it has to be mixed very well. Once it's completely one and it starts to get a little loose on you and you can like work with it, you go. The first thing you're gonna do, you're gonna lay some on this knife. It's a nice coating. Nice coating on the knife. This is like 5-minute epoxy. But, I mean, you can work with it for, you can work with it for a few minutes. But you do want to put a decent amount. Fill in any gaps in between your handle, things like that. So you put a decent amount, nice layer, coat all the metal. Once all the metal is coated, you're going to start taking your brass pins and load it in there. But I go backwards. And I put a little bit of juice on the pins as I'm sliding them in. Whoa, lost one. It's really cold. Hands are not working too properly. Let me get the last one that fell. Once you have them all in, you take your first handle and you're going to lay on there. Almost put the wrong one on the wrong side, ladies and gentlemen. And you line that up with all of your holes. And you make sure that's in. And then you're going to take your little hammer or whatever you're going to use and make sure that your pins are all the way through. Once your pins are all the way through to the other side, rinse and repeat. Okay, once you have your handle all ready to go and all together, all you have to do is the clamping process. I'm using a couple of C-clamps. A lot of people don't like clamps like that, but it gives me a little bit extra. Who don't like a little bit extra? Who don't like a little bit extra everything? Cheeseburger, money. It don't matter. Extra's good. Extra's great. Gotta keep safe. Extra, read all about it. And then, when it is all hard, you remove all of your clamps and you can begin the grinding process. Yeah, here we go. I start first with the pins. Okay, once you get to that point where you have your profile, that all of the metal is showing, then you want to work on your flats. Let's go. Knife's got to be cleaned. When you get to that point where you have all your markings in it and all the places where you want to go, then you take sandpaper. I'm going to start with 220 grit. And you're going to get rid of all of the sharp lines that don't feel very good in the hand. That's the next step. Final stage of this process, you guessed it. Ha-ha! Mother's Mag aluminum polish on the whole blade and the handle. This is my magic juice, everybody. Mother's. It's your mother. Your mom. It's your mom. That's one thing I don't miss about playing video games. Your mom.